Okay, hello everybody, and today I'm gonna start something I wanted to do for quite a while now. And today I'm gonna start up the store, how to make a store. Well, I'm doing this tutorial just because I know that many YouTube channels over there on the internet don't actually cover this topic, so I'm gonna be covering it in some videos. Okay, so first off, I just want to show you how the store is meant to look like. Well, here I just have a simple game, um, the Godot logo as usual. I always just make simple games like this. So here you can see as I shoot this asteroid, my score increases, and well, if I hit the enter key, I come to the store, and here I can buy some other skins. Okay, so I'll buy this guy and select him, press enter back, and you'll see that I changed the skin. Okay, so we're going to be covering all these in this tutorial series, and as you can see, if I buy this guy too, same thing happens. Okay, sorry, I didn't select him, and same thing happens. So we're going to be covering this in this series. Just gonna go to the video like right now. Okay, so we're here in our normal game. As you can see, if I run it, if I press the enter key, nothing happens. We're just in our normal game, like the normal Godot logo, just moving around. Okay, and as you can see, even as I shoot these guys, my score is increasing. So that's some pretty basic stuff there. So first things first, I want my score to increase. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that quickly. In the script here, where is it? Yeah, in the script, I'm gonna hit new script file, and I'm just gonna name this global.gd. Okay, so I'm good with that, and I go to the project settings, and in the auto load, I want to just add that guy over there. So I'm gonna add him as a singleton, and that should do it. So here we're gonna have variable score, and we're gonna set it to 0. So I'm gonna save this actually, and when it's okay over here in the meteor.tscn, in the meteor.gd, here you see um okay, emit signal destroyed, and I connected it to the parent, which is the game scene. So I'm just gonna say func add score, and here I'm just gonna say global the score is plus equals 10. Okay, and here I'm gonna say func underscore process. Okay, in the process function, I'm gonna say label the text should be equal to the string of global the score. Okay, so that's all I need to do, I guess. I'm just gonna try this out. Um, okay, global the score. Okay, just give me a minute to check this out. Global score. That's the legal string. It's meant to play out nicely, but okay. Yeah, in the global I've not actually set it, so it's a var score equals 0. Okay, so that should pretty much be all we need. And over here in the game, we're gonna just remove this. Okay, and run it and check it out. So I can play comfortably and increase my score. So now we're going to the store. So now this is the reason why I made this tutorial. So we're going there now. We're just gonna make a new scene for our store, a user interface, and we're going to add a color rect. Okay, color rect for the background, and we're gonna make this full rect. I'm gonna just give this a color like bluish green. I don't know the color. I don't know that color. No, I don't know the name of the color, but whatever. Okay, in the score here, I want to add a tab container, and in the tab container I want to add some rich text label. Yeah. So now in the tab container, we're gonna make this guy forward. Okay, and maybe I want to add a tab, just a normal tab there. So I'm gonna put this rich text label into the tab and just leave the tab the way it is. Okay, so the rich text label, I'm gonna scale that down. Well, I'm just gonna make it full rect also, and I'm gonna scale it down a bit. Yeah, till it's nice there. Yeah. So the tab container itself, I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit for it to be about this size so that I can put my header there and stuff. So this tutorial is just mostly going to be about the styling and everything. Then from the next tutorial we can start looking at the code. So now on the control here, we want to add some notes, a label for our name. Let's go to the fonts. We have custom fonts. Just gonna go ahead and style this real quick. Well, it appears that I'm done with styling the text. That's some pretty basic stuff. But for the tab containers and the tabs, just the way I showed you in the preview, they are going to be a little bit nicer. So here in the store, I'm just gonna name this header. Okay, and here in the tab container, I'm gonna add a theme. Well, if you're already familiar with themes, you can just skip the video till when I'm done with it. But if you're not, you can just follow along and see how I'm going to do with this theme. So when you click theme, you create new theme, then you see edit theme here, and this, I'm using godot 3.2.1, I guess. Yeah. And if you're using a lower version, like a really lower version, it might be somewhere, the edit theme might be around here, I think. Well, mine is here, so I'm going to use add class items, and here in the type you're going to just select the type. So for now our type is the type contain, but there's a way you can do it if you don't have a mouse. Well, as you can see, the type container is down, so we can't actually see that. But if you don't have a mouse, you can just, sorry, you can just use one hand on your cursor and use the other hand to scroll down the way I'm doing so, and you'll see that it scrolls down for you. So that's a way you can do it in place of the middle mouse button. So here we're just going to click tab container and add all. So here in the tab container, we're going to ignore all these colors, constants, font, icons, and deal with only the styles. So here in the panel, I'm going to new style box flat. Okay, and here too, I'm going to hit new style box flat, and I'm going to skip this tab disabled. But if you want to edit that, that's your choice. But I don't want to, because I'm not going to have any disabled tabs. So here just do the same thing. Okay, and sorry, I forgot, if you want to style, if you want to name your tab, what you want to do is just go to the tab node itself and just rename this. Like you can name it characters. Okay, and it works pretty well. Here in the tab container, I'm just going to be styling these guys up. So here in the color, I'm going to give it a weird green looking color. Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna give you a brown. Yeah, brown is nice. Okay, here in the border width, I'm gonna give this like a 10. Um, 10, 10, 10. Okay, so I like that way. So I'm not gonna edit the color, but if you do, if you want to edit the color of the border, then just come over here to border and edit the color there. So here in corner radius, I like rounding off my edges, so I'm just gonna give this a 10, 10. And here, as you can see in the preview, it's actually rounding up these edges. Well, it might not show in here very well except you zoom in, but it's really rounding up those edges, I assure you. So here 10 and here 10. Okay, so I should be done with that. I should be done with the panel from here. Well, if you want to go further, you can just go ahead and adjust the shadow and the content margin, expand margin. Just play around with that and you'll see what they do. So here in the tab BG, this is actually the tab that is being selected at that current point in, sorry, that is not being selected at that point in time. So we can style this separately, which I am gonna do. So I'm gonna give this a green color, and I'm gonna round up those edges too. So I'm just gonna give it a 10, 10, and a 10. Well, I'm not gonna wait. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not meant to manipulate this bottom right on all the buttons because I have my reasons. Okay, so here in the characters, we're going to duplicate this guy because we want another tab so that we can actually see how our theme is working out. And as you can see, it's green. Well, we're going to name this guy weapons, but we're not going to be dealing with that in this tutorial series. So here in the tab container, we're just going to finish styling up our people. Here in the content margin, wait, no, expand margin, we can just increase the size of this guy, and as you can see, it really gives it some space there at the sides. Okay, so we're just gonna expand for only the right and the left. That should be okay, and we should be done with that. Now for the tab FG, we're going to be giving this a another color. Let's just give it a yellowish, deep yellowish color there. Yeah, something like that. Well, yellow is not my best color, but just for the sake of the tutorial. So here in border width, I'm gonna say border width. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a 2 of all round, but not all round anyways. Just for the left, the top and the right. Okay, I'm not gonna be giving it for the bottom. So here in the expand margin, gonna give this a 5, just the way we, yeah, and we're going to be expanding the top this time around. Yeah, that should do it. Corner radius, gonna leave that way, but for some reason our second tab is very looking, it's like it's in front of our first tab. Well, I don't like that, so I don't know, I don't really know what to do right now, but I guess I just have to reduce the expand margins, okay, and edit the content margin instead. So let's try that out. Okay, it doesn't really work, but just manage it like this. Okay, we're gonna save this store.tscn. I'm gonna save this scene. Well, I think I already have this scene. Well, I'm gonna overwrite it. Okay. Um, yeah, that should do it. The other thing we want to start adding is first off our control. We want to just add a normal node 2D, and we're going to name it control. Okay, so you'll see why I'm going to add this in a second. Then you select the tab again, and we're going to add a page scroll bar. Okay, so this is going to be the scroll bar at the bottom here. I'm going to make it bottom wide so that it's going to just be that wide. And here I'm going to give it a step of like 30, and here the max value, we're going to be manipulating that very soon. But here in the scroll sub control, sorry, we're going to be adding our items. So here I'm going to add a panel. I'm just going to make that big enough, yeah, something like this. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate this guy because, well, not now anyways. I'm gonna add a my icon because this is already the selected um, player, because this is going to be by default. This guy is going to be selected by default. And another thing I want to add is the buttons. Button, okay, just make that bigger, make that big enough. Well, I'm not gonna move this button now, but I'm gonna move him later, and you'll see the trick I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna name this guy by. Though we're not buying this character, but I'll show you in the next tutorial why we're using this buy, because in the code we'll actually be having some things to do with this buy. Okay, then well, again in the panel, nothing else, so we're gonna just duplicate this guy. And since we have only three people, only three characters, we're going to move them there. Okay, so for the fourth one, this one isn't really going to be important, so I'm just going to delete these two nodes from the fourth one, and I'm just going to duplicate him for some reason, because I want him to, like, I want to show you how the scroll bar works. Okay, so there will be some nodes at the end here, and without this rich text label, you will notice that the panel is actually on top the tab container, which is very wrong. That's not nice at all. Okay, yeah, I should be done. Then for these sprites, I'm just gonna go ahead, pause the video, and change those sprites real quick. Okay, I'm done with replacing my sprites. Next thing I want to do is I'm gonna name this guy panel 1, and again we're gonna be using it very much in the code. So here in the button, the three buttons, as I said before, I'm gonna just arrange these guys um, at the same time. So we're gonna use center button, and we're gonna move them up a little bit. So the three of them says bye, and everything's okay. So for the last thing that I want to add is the label, and this is actually going to be the price tag. I'm just going to leave it as named label. Okay, and make sure that you rename this guy to label 2, not label 2, like name this guy label and name this guy label, because we're going to be using that in the code. Okay, I'm going to move these guys just to be centered at the top. Yeah, and bring them down a little bit. So we're going to hit, I'm just going to enlarge them, or just leave them the way they are. Okay, and that should be pretty much all there is to it. The last thing I want to do is I just want to show you how to put your coins or cash or whatever you're using in your game. Okay, so it's still gonna be a label, and it's gonna be um, named, let's say, cash. Okay, so some scripts we're gonna be using for this tutorial series are, first off, the global scripts, which is the singleton that we made. Um, then another thing we'll be using is we're gonna add a script to this control node, which is gonna be named store.gd, and we're gonna be using this guy too. And well, again, yeah, each tab, note that each tab needs its own script. So the characters.gd needs its own script. If you have weapons or other things, they need their own script for this tutorial. But I'm just gonna be giving the characters its own script. The characters tab its own script. Another thing I want to show you is this control node here. If I move it about 1000 pixels, sorry, minus 1000 pixels to the left, you'll see that it actually moves with all these our panels, and it gives me the last panel. So I'm just going to manipulate this till I know that I have the right value. Just gonna make this 700. Okay, that's too much. 600. Still too much. 500. Yeah, and this should be nice. So when you've gotten this, you can now reset it back, save this guy, and go over to your sketch scroll bar. You'll see max value, and we'll just give this guy a 500. Okay, so now that's not all. That's not all. Okay, that's not all. Another thing we want to do is in the characters here. I'm just gonna in the characters here, the character script. We're going to say func underscore process, and on the process data function, we're going to say rich text label slash control dot position dot x is equal to minus page scroll bar dot value. Okay, so we're just gonna test that out and see how that works out. Oh, sorry, gonna test this out and see how it works out. Well, as you can see here, when I drag this guy over across the screen, you'll see that it takes us like to and fro. Well, it's somehow cracking for some reason. I think the problem is here in the step. Okay, it's not meant to be 30, it's the page that is meant to be 30. So we're gonna make that 30, and the step, just leave it at 0 and see what it gives us. Yeah, really smooth and nice. So this is all, I think, all for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to be going over the code, and we're going to see you in that. So stay tuned. Please, if you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comment section below. I'll pick it up from there, and if you want me to do any type of tutorial, just name it in the comment section below, and I'll try my best. Well, thank you for your patronage, your subscribers. I really cherish you guys so much. Thank you and goodbye.